You're on the air with Jace and Lauren. Clint's here as well. And let's say hello to our next guest.
Introducing our next guest. He's one of Australia's most decorated jockeys.
I'd like to think jockeys are pretty strong characters, and maybe getting knocked over and getting back up a few times throughout your career certainly helps you deal with those situations.
With 129 Group 1 winners and 3 Melbourne Cup victories to his name, he's a small man with big accomplishments. Please welcome to the show, Damien Oliver. Woo!
Damien Oliver, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, guys.
Hey, first year you're on the champagnes and not on a horse.
Yeah, a bit more relaxing. I've had to revisit my wardrobe a little bit. The girth's a bit bigger this year than it was last year.
Same, but I wasn't riding.
No, it always freaks me out a little bit though, how intense you guys have to train to be jockeys. Like when you see jockeys in hot baths before the races just trying to drop those tiny bits of weight. Are you relieved to not have to do that anymore?
Yeah, I am. I certainly am. And a lot more, I'm enjoying the sleep-ins a lot more too, not the early mornings, all that side of it.
Thanks.
Starving myself. Yeah.
Did you ever do the runs in the garbage bags?
Not quite a garbage bag. We had these things called sauna suits because they're pretty bit more...
Advanced these days.
Exactly, yeah.
Do they help you drop weight quickly?
They do.
Oh,
yeah.
we must get some.
Yeah. We'll eat breakfast in them, Lauren.
Melbourne Cup days tomorrow. I've got a full 24 hours before I need to be ready.
This is your first spring carnival, though, not riding. What's it like? It's a bit of a weird feeling.
It is a bit weird. I'm getting used to it now. It's been sort of since the end of last year since I haven't done it. So, it's been a long time that I did do it. I think over 36 years or something on the road.
Wow.
So, it took a little bit of getting used to.
How many cups is that in 36?
I rode in 32.
And won 3.
Yeah, in 3
so
seconds.
A thing or two.
Was there one that was your favourite? Was there one that was more special than the other Melbourne Cups?
The most memorable would obviously be Media Puzzle when I lost my brother the week before, but they're all pretty special. My first one was amazing, changes your life, and then I won one for Gay Waterhouse as well on Fiorente, so they're all very special.
How did you do that? How did you ride Media Puzzle a week after losing your brother? Because the whole country was captivated by it.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I'm glad it happened when I was a bit younger. If it had to happen when I had children, I'm sure I would have been much more emotional about it. But I managed to do it. At the time, I wasn't sure if it was the right decision because I didn't have such a great week other than that Melbourne Cup, but I was glad I was able to pull it off.
But the whole of Flemington was cheering for you to win that. It was amazing to see the whole place just behind you in that moment when you crossed the finish line. How did you feel?
It was a lot of relief, to be honest. I'd been beaten on a lot of favourites leading up to that race, and usually you get plenty of advice, and it gets louder during the day if you're getting beaten on favourites during Cup Week. But it was a huge relief, and I had no idea how big a occasion it would be, but it was a wonderful memory and tribute for my brother.
And do you get to keep the Melbourne Cup? Sorry, do you get to keep the Melbourne Cups, or does who keeps the horse owner or the jockey?
So there's a larger one for the owners, and then the jockey and the trainer gets a replica about 2/3 size as well, and the strapper as well.
Do you ever just as a power play, like if you're having people over for dinner, drink your wine out of the cup?
Like
just a bit of a power move.
Yeah, just bring it out for special occasions,
Especially when you've got jockeys over that haven't won one. You can drink out of that and I'll drink out of this.
Melbourne Cup Day, and you won it first in 95 with Doremus, with Lee Friedman. What a great day that was. What's the feeling like? Is it exhilarating to know that you've got this, you're sitting on a beast of a thing, and then the horse's nose, edge is in front, and you're about to win the biggest bloody race on earth?
Yeah, well, it's a huge build-up. There's no other build-up to a race like this one, and... the cup itself is an hour before that race in the cup, so you've got a lot of time to think about it. You don't want to get in your own way and run the race before the actual race. But then when you do win it, and if you come around that home turn, you're thinking you're a chance, the emotions that you're feeling are just extraordinary. And then when you do win it, the relief, the excitement, it does change your life. And, you could win every other race and not be sort of recognised to Main Street people. You win the cup, and then all of a sudden
it just
changes.
When you're coming back to scale and you're interviewed, I think your words were, "I just won the Melbourne Cup."
Yeah,
you
that's
couldn't
right.
quite believe it.
Yeah, it was a life-changing experience. I'd run second the year before when I first won it, so to win it the following year,
amazing.
It was amazing.
And so where do you watch the Melbourne Cup from tomorrow, now that you're not racing?
Because they have these fancy tents, which I'm not sure you're aware of.
Well, I just can't imagine you being able to walk through Flemington. You would be like a rock star.
Oh, yeah.
at Flemington.
And especially as the day goes on and the punters.
Yeah.
You know.
So where do you go to watch it?
It is a bit crazy. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to go out or just watch it at home, or I might be doing some work on one of the networks. So I'm still working it out.
Okay.
Right.
Are we looking out for the imports this year? Because, the stable out Werribee way, usually very, very hard to beat.
Yeah, I think Buckaroo's my top pick. He was probably arguably unlucky not to win the Caulfield Cup. He's missed a penalty for that. He's just got to run the distance, but I think he was the one with the flashing light on him. And a bit of an outsider I don't mind as well, who's really coming into form at the right time, is a horse called Akita Sushi as well, one to keep an eye out for.
What's the relationship between jockeys like?
Pretty good, generally. We have our moments, it gets pretty competitive out there, but it's one of the strangest sports. You all sit in, like most sports, you're opposition, you're sitting in opposite rooms. We're all sitting in the same room, then you get to go out and compete.
So the change room, you're all together?
Yeah. So there's a lot of banter,
I bet.
you know what I mean? But there's a lot of fun, but at the same time, it can be a dangerous sport as well. So you've got to have a healthy respect for one another, and occasionally when someone steps across that line, it can get a bit heated.
Just on the dangerous sport angle, horses scare me.
Oh, why?
Well, just because they're such a
Unpredictable?
powerful... They're unpredictable, they're powerful. And that's my question. Are they unpredictable to you? Or because of the history you've got, the amount of work you've done with horses, you know if something's
How to
off?
read them.
Yeah, mostly you get on with them pretty well. You do get the odd one that's a little bit difficult to handle, but it's not only your horse you're sort of dealing with. When you're in a race, there could be 15 or 16 others as well.
Yes.
The Cup is 24, so it's a big field.
Yeah.
You've got to try and navigate your way through. So, and they're all trying to win the race, and you're trying to win as well. So, there's a lot of tactics and competition that goes on out there as well.
I know people say that the horses are scary and the horses are tough and the horses are all of this, but jockeys are so tough.
Fearless.
Like listening to jockeys talk about some of the injuries they've sustained and then got literally back on the horse. That's where the term came from. What are some of the things your body's gone through as a jockey? What are some of the injuries that you've faced? Just to give people a bit of insight.
Because you never see an ambulance going around the outside perimeter at the G, do you?
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but how tough? Like how much has your body gone through?
My worst injury was I broke my back in 2 places, and I've got 6 vertebrae fused in my spine. So from T1 to T6, sort of pretty much through my shoulder blades.
Yeah, we're after bad injuries. You got me? Bloody hell.
I've had 3 hip surgeries as well, and the last one didn't go so well. So I'm probably looking at a hip replacement at some stage.
Wow.
And a lot of other broken bones as well.
I had a hip reconstruction.
Did you run in the...
No.
You didn't ride the Melbourne Cup?
No, I was walking a straight line along the beach, Jason. Off it went.
She did it in the marquee.
Must have been all those years of wearing high heels in the birdcage that got me.
Bloody hell. And with that, though, it never crossed your mind it's time to get out of this sport?
Yeah, it did last year.
Yeah, exactly. It took a while for the penny to drop, but eventually got there. But no, look, when you do it from such a young age, it becomes part of your life, a bit of a way of life.
Yeah.
There's some injuries that you think you might not be able to come back from, but when you're young and you tend to bounce back a little bit better. As you get a bit older, you don't bounce quite as well, so eventually it catches up with you.
So what are you doing now? Like, what do you do outside of racing? Obviously spend time with family, which is a luxury you probably didn't have as much when you were riding.
Yeah, a little bit more time on the golf course, family time as well. My roles have changed. My wife actually is going to work, and I'm doing a bit more domestic chores at home. So that's done a bit of a full
House
circle.
husband, I love that. Are you still riding?
No, I haven't been on a horse since my last race.
Really? Do you think you will?
I might do eventually. I'm just enjoying having a break from it. I did it for so long.
It's so interesting you say that. I was talking to Gian Rooney the other day, who won gold Olympic medals, and she hasn't swum since her last race either.
Nor would you. That's all
She's
you
like,
did.
nah, doesn't want to get in a pool, doesn't want to swim. It's
Not
like,
even do a swim up bar. No?
not even to a swim. We took all the stools clean. About the swim up bar.
How old are the kids?
21, 17 and 14.
Yeah, right. You ever get old habits, like you're trying to, get them out the door for school and all of a sudden the whip comes out?
No, they just tell me to get stuff.
Yeah, right.
Are they taller than you? At what stage did they take over?
I think 2 are taller, 1's not. Yes. Yeah.
It's just such a funny thing. Our parents go, "Oh, you're nearly as tall as me." It's like such a measuring
any of them
stick.
got the racing bug, mate?
Not really. My middle daughter, I think she's liking the fashion side of things and the party side of things. I think she's going to the
she
races
knows.
a bit. Yeah.
That'd be,
the other 2, not much interest. No.
They'd be pretty proud of Dad, I reckon.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so humble. It's so nice. Okay, so Melbourne Cup tomorrow. It is a huge
You know what I was
day
just thinking?
out at Flemington.
If I was at the pub and you were next to me and I saw you on your betting app, I would just be like,
Are you allowed to bet now? You're not racing?
I can. Yes.
Yeah, right.
All right. Who was it that's going to win?
Buckaroo.
tomorrow?
Let me write that down. Buckaroo.
Sushi something and sushi
Akita Sushi. Yeah.
Akita Sushi.
I wrote down Sushi Mango, the
But
comedy
this is
group. Damn it.
this isn't just Melbourne's race. It's Victoria's race. It's Australia's
Oh,
race.
it's massive.
There's so much happening around the state.
This,
the race
this
stops
day around
there.
Australia is huge. I mean, every race meeting around Australia, Melbourne Cup Day, the crowds are huge. I think there's 7 race meetings throughout Victoria. It's just a massive day.
And
It
I know-
is a race that stops a nation.
What about Gay Waterhouse? Isn't she an icon?
She
She is just.
I saw her walking
I interviewed
through.
her the other day,
Was
and
that when
I
she had her dog?
no idea what was about to come out of her mouth.
Is that when she
took
had
me
her
on a-
dog?
Yeah, she had a dog.
She was walking. She pulled her dog to the racetrack for whatever was happening, and everyone's there in their fashion, and she's just walking her dog.
She's just a glorious.
You wouldn't
human
mess
being.
with her, would you?
No, you don't want to upset Gay.
Yeah, right.
No, yeah.
She got on.
I've been on the wrong end of a couple of gay sprays, yeah.
I was about to say,
Gay
this
spray.
is the first time in this chat I've seen the look of fear on your face. You've spoken about riding horses, winning Melbourne Cup, but no, Gay Waterhouse.
She was on the broadcast the other day, and I think it was Jason Richardson was like, "Okay, we're on," and she was doing her makeup, and she was like, "Well, I'm doing my makeup, sorry," and he's like, "We're on live." She's like, "That's fine, they'll wait," and then she just keeps doing a little checking, and she goes to him and puts a bit of bronzer on him, and she's
Good
like,
on her.
"Okay, all right, we're ready."
No filter Gay, you know what it's like.
Gay is living in Gay's world,
Yeah.
and we're all just little minions in
I
it.
can't imagine what someone like that would be.
Awesome.
Like,
This is very much Lauren's world, and
it
they're just
really
living
is.
in it, Damien.
Hey, mate, enjoy the day tomorrow. Congratulations on all your success. You're an Australian icon. And, yeah, you deserve to have a few cold ones tomorrow and watch the race.
Thank you. Everyone enjoy their Melbourne Cup Day.
Gonna be a good day. Jason Lauren. Jason Lauren.
Wake up feeling good.
On Nova 100.
Jason Lauren.
Follow them on socials. Nova.